Been a while. I'm back for 20 minutes. Oh, like 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna record for that long. I saw a couple of YouTubers recently. Most notably this one, Charlie Hilbert, who's this, if you just look it up, and I'm gonna talk about him for a bit, but, you'll be surprised after I describe him, and if you look him up, you'll be surprised. Because he's like imagine the stereotype of like a look of like an old white guy, but he's also like the most, with against the stereotype that old white men have. He's also one of the most like kind people on the planet, like literally. He has like this fiery, he's like a fire in his belly whenever he's talking about something. And you can just really tell that he really cares about every single topic that he has in his videos. Like, I just got a text. I watched one about do not do self-immolation. That's it in all caps. That was it. And he's like pointing at the camera, like this is the thumbnail. Seriously. But it was just him shouting at the camera, like, "Do not commit suicide. It is bad." And for as much as we demonize old white men now, I think if you just listen to what he says a bit, he should hopefully give you pause. I feel like he's a very good person, and I feel like the things that he says should definitely be heard by somebody. Somebody does need to hear them, especially when he's talking about making a legion of transgender people, because that's fucking rad. I'm not even joking about that. I think it might be one of his like pinned videos on his homepage. It's just him talking about, all right, guys, we should have. I swear to God, this is real. I swear to God, he is a real person, and he just puts these videos out, and he has a ton of subscribers. He has like 870K, which now isn't a lot. That's like a lot in like 2014, but like imagine like look at my first video, 230 something views, 260 something. I don't remember. I'm not gonna go check. I can't fit 40 people in this room. I can't fit 40 people in here. But 230 people? And I'm not even talking about the people who watched the video all the way through. I don't care about that. I'm talking about just the people who watched, even for just a second, who just gave me a microcosm of their time. I I yearn for that feeling, not because of like I think it's just a deep innate thing where I want people to hear the things I have to say. And while I do understand how bad that sounds, that's why I try not to say things that I want to focus on myself. The videos where I've talked about like one of my friends, I've taken those down. I just don't want to talk about that. Even though it was for a different reason, I'm just gonna decide to use that as an example. So, when a living man, a man who's lived a lot, Charlie Hilbert, the old white guy, talks about not committing suicide, you know, I I would listen to him because, for someone who's lived that long, I'm pretty sure he has some good advice for it. But me, who's lived a significantly less time than he has, I've had different experiences than him. You know, I've had different, relationships with things like anxiety and depression because he mentions in that video that he was on an anxiety medication. I've never been put on anxiety medication. I was only diagnosed with like mild depression in like 6th grade, and then I only went to therapy for like a few months and fixed it. I don't want to use that word, not fixed. I changed my relationship, let's just say. It's a more positive way to look at it. Oh, but yeah, don't kill yourself. Please. I know, again, I don't have all the answers. Charlie doesn't have all the answers. We both have answers to different things. But I feel like I still need to tell you that, especially with the audience I think I'm talking to, the audience that are like my friends, the friends that I keep, I feel like those are especially the people that need to hear this in the state that the place that we live in, America, is in right now. I feel like you need to hear this. It's not the answer. Suicide is not the thing you should go to. It never should be, you know? There are thousands of cautionary tales against this. I know, of course, oh, mom would be sad, but I always know that there are some people who might not have a mom who would care, or might not have a mom in the first place. But there will always be people that will be saddened by a departure. I I felt this on a much, much smaller scale when I left for Arizona. I kind of figured out who cared and who didn't because I saw, some people were saddened by my departure and overjoyed by my arrival, but I also lost a few friends leaving, and I didn't really gain them coming back. You know, and I could also say that vice versa while I was in Arizona. There are some people I talked to in class who I kind of actually got like along with. It was kind of amicable, if that's how you pronounce that word. And then I haven't talked to them. Now, of course, the best friends that I made when I was working at the library there in Arizona, those friends, I still keep them. I won't mention her by name, but I have a best friend who still lives in Arizona, who is also dying for me to visit, which I'm probably gonna do over spring break. It's a sobering feeling to know that people really, really care about you. I know there are some people who have distanced themselves, let's just say, from everyone else, and they feel like there's nobody left for them. Screw that. Screw that. Find someone who cares. You know, I know everybody says this, humans are social creatures by nature. That is absolutely true. I know it may seem impossible. Trust me, I've been there. You just have to do it. I don't know how. I don't have that answer. There are other people that have that answer. And you all know how to find that answer? By just doing it. That's the only advice I can give. It is the worst piece of advice to hear, and even harder to first hear and then tell someone, which is my experience with that. I, you just have to do it. So I guess that's it. So